Hi, everybody. Jennifer from Tarle Speech with your pronunciation masterclass. This week, it's the short OO sound that we hear in the words could, would, and should. So here is our phonetic transcription for today. It looks like a little horseshoe. This sound is not very common in English, but we use it in very common words. So the good news for this lesson is if this is difficult for you, you're really just going to have to memorize the pronunciation in a handful of words because we use them all of the time, or get close enough. You don't really have to be perfect, just close enough. And then you will be clearer and I'm sure more confident in your speaking as well. So, how do we spell this short sound? Let me make this bigger so you can see the spelling. If you're listening to this on a podcast, join us over on YouTube at Tarle Speech and you can see my presentations. So, we do have the spelling OO in good, and it's usually with this D, OOD, good, because we also see the OOT, and that's usually the long oo sound like we hear in boot. So for the short OO, good. The OUL, we see this in a lot of words, would, could, and should. We have a U in put and an O in woman. How do we pronounce this sound? This is so tricky. I'm just going to say it and I want you to try to repeat after me. Oh, oh, oh. If you notice, my lips are slightly rounded. They are relaxed, but slightly rounded. I am not puckering and being tense. I'm not saying, ooh. I'm not being completely relaxed and saying, somewhere in the middle. So it's not, it's not, ooh, it's, oh, 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 oh. Okay, so let's look at how do we make this sound, and I have this all written out. Again, if you want to see it, it's on YouTube. So my mouth is rounded and relaxed. The back of my tongue is pulled up. Oh, oh, oh. The middle of my tongue, or the tip of my tongue rather, is in the middle of my mouth. It's not really pointing anywhere. It's just kind of hanging out there. That's why I didn't really talk about it. So let's try it one more time. Uh, 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 Awesome. All right. Let's try some words. All I want you to do is just listen and then you are going to repeat. Okay. Look, good, put, would, woman. Let me say those one more time. Look, good, put, would, woman. Yes, would and would are pronounced the same. All right, now repeat after me. Look, good. Put, would, woman. Look, good, put, would, woman. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about when we have that W sound go into that OO sound. This is really difficult for so many of my students. Really think about moving your lips. So for the W, ooh, your lips are very puckered. So you're going to have to move your mouth a lot. That's just something to keep in mind in general in English, American English, is that we move our mouths a lot from sound to sound because we have a lot of vowel sounds. So think about really moving your mouth more and that should help. So we are going to say would, 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 and woman, woman, woman. So again, would and woman. Okay, awesome. Now, let's try some sentences. Would it be okay to look at the books? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? All right, repeat after me. Would it be okay to look at the books? Would it be okay to look at the books? Would it be okay to look at the books? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Awesome job, everyone. This was a tough one. Please join me tomorrow for word practice and then on Friday for sentence practice. We only have one practice word list this week because this sound only happens in the middle of words. And again, I think you'll be surprised how few words actually have this sound in it. Drop some words that have this sound in it in the comments to help all of your fellow learners. I will see you tomorrow and every day this year for a new lesson to celebrate 20 years. If you feel like you've missed a lesson, don't worry. I post all of them on my feed on YouTube, all of the socials, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all the things. And you can also sign up for a newsletter where I deliver to your inbox every lesson from the week before. Thanks so much, everyone. Have an amazing day.